Tonight, several developing stories as we come on. Our interview with JD Vance defending his place on the GOP ticket as the Trump campaign says it was hacked. Multiple explosive devices discovered on the island of Maui and Team USA's gold medal haul. First, the race for the White House. Our Jonathan Karl sitting down with the Republican vice presidential candidate. This comes as new polls show a momentum shift. Kamala Harris now with a slight lead in 3 crucial states. Harris and running mate Tim Walz wrapping up their battleground blitz this weekend. Also breaking tonight, the Trump campaign claiming some of its internal communications were hacked. Who they're blaming for the attack. Late details just coming in. The troubling discoveries on Maui. Police and the FBI seeking answers after homemade explosives have turned up in several locations. At least one of them exploded. The new warning on the island. A golden day for Team USA in Paris, on the track, on the soccer field, and a late result in men's basketball. Plus, why Jordan Childs may have to give up her bronze medal in gymnastics. Chilling 911 calls from the Uvalde massacre just released. The shooter's uncle begging police to let him talk to the gunman. The new video from Brazil capturing the moment a passenger plane fell from the sky. Witnesses watching helplessly as more than 60 are killed. What investigators are learning tonight. A new Israeli attack inside Gaza, striking a school being used as a shelter. Dozens killed, including children. Israel calling it a targeted strike on a Hamas hideout. The White House pressing for more details, urging for a ceasefire and hostage deal. Severe weather on the move. Remnants of Debby prompting rip current advisories in the Northeast as communities recover from devastating flooding. And an inside look at the ultimate fan experience, the surprise announcements at Disney's D23.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday. I'm Whit Johnson. We begin tonight with the race for the White House. Vice President Kamala Harris and her running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, wrapping up their campaign swing through battleground states tonight in Las Vegas. This as polls show the duo appearing to gain ground in some key swing states. Harris slamming former President Donald Trump on immigration and abortion. Trump's running mate, JD Vance, sitting down for an interview with our Jonathan Karl, insisting he would be ready to be president on day one. And tonight, the Trump campaign claiming that it was hacked by foreign sources, saying the intent was to interfere in the upcoming election. We have team coverage tonight. ABC's Zohreen Shah leads us off from the campaign trail in Las Vegas.
Tonight, former President Donald Trump's running mate forcefully defending his place on the GOP ticket. Last week, Trump would not say if Ohio Senator JD Vance would be ready to serve on day one. Vance responding in an interview with ABC's chief Washington correspondent, Jonathan Karl.
Most people, 99% of the country, they don't vote on who the vice presidential nominee. They're voting for Donald Trump or for Kamala Harris, not for JD or Tim Walz, right? But what I think that he does believe, because he made it the main focus of his vetting process, is, do I think this person can be president on day one if, God forbid, something happens? Yes. So I absolutely am sure that Donald Trump is confident in my abilities. I also think that he's right, that the politics of this really don't matter that much.
Just 1 month from the presidential debate, Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris holding dueling rallies out west. Tonight, Harris capping her blitz across the West in Nevada after slamming Trump in Phoenix, Arizona on abortion and immigration, accusing him of killing a bipartisan border deal on Capitol Hill.
Donald Trump does not want to fix this problem. He talks a big game about border security, but he does not walk the walk.
In deep red Montana, Trump targeting Democrat Jon Tester and control of the Senate and working to define his new opponent.
We're going to evict crazy Kamala. Do you ever hear of Kamala? Radical left. Radical left.
Tonight, a new poll showing Vice President Kamala Harris with a slight lead within the margin of error in 3 key battleground states, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. And 1 week from the Democratic convention, Trump still looking back to President Joe Biden's withdrawal from the race.
If we didn't have a debate, he'd still be there. Can you imagine if we didn't have a debate? Why the hell did I debate him?
And Trump was just in Las Vegas 2 months ago. He was trying to woo workers by proposing to make tips tax-free. Meanwhile, right before this rally, Vice President Kamala Harris got a major endorsement from the powerful culinary union. Those members will be potentially key when it comes to turning out votes in this swing state in November.
Wait.
Zohreen Shah, thank you. And out of that developing news, the Trump campaign says that some of its internal communications were hacked. Let's bring in ABC's White House correspondent, MaryAlice Parks. MaryAlice, what more are you learning about this tonight?
Yeah, we do not know much yet. The Trump campaign is claiming that they were victims of a hack by foreign sources. They make reference to a Microsoft report that came out yesterday that does say that in June, a group run by the Iranian intelligence unit sent a spear phishing email to a high-ranking official of a presidential campaign. Now, we asked Microsoft for more details today, but they would not go beyond their report or specify which campaign. The Trump team has also not provided more details. Now, in its report, Microsoft said that it has been tracking attempts at election interference by several bad actors, multiple potential foreign entities. And the White House just a few minutes ago got back to me. They would not confirm any of this, but they did say that they take reports of any such activity extremely seriously.
Yes, another concern in this election. Thank you, MaryAlice. And tune into This Week tomorrow morning for more of John Karl's interview with JD Vance. Now to a disturbing mystery in Maui. The FBI and Maui police are investigating improvised explosive devices found in multiple locations. The FBI now issuing a warning to the public as they search for a suspect. Here's ABC's Melissa Adan.
Tonight, the FBI and Maui police with a warning to the island after this terrifying explosion. Heard on home surveillance video. The FBI says an improvised explosive device detonated next to a trash can on Thursday near Pukalani, denting this passing car and blowing out its windows.
You guys stay away from that object right over there. Don't touch.
The device currently under forensic examination. Jess Weatherholt ran out from her home to find the distraught driver sobbing.
I was trying to make sure that she wasn't bleeding or had any wounds or concussion. The whole side of her car had holes in it, it had gotten hit with shrapnel.
Officials say they have found several IEDs concealed in what appear to be makeshift baskets across the Hawaiian island, including last month along the fence of Kahului Elementary School.
If there's bombs planted, you still got to go to work and you still got to keep moving forward. You just got to keep an extra eye out.
With the FBI on Maui warning people to be aware of their surroundings, this while investigators try to figure out who is behind these IEDs and what their motive is.
Melissa Adan for us. Thank you. Now to the Summer Games, a thrilling and golden day for Team USA in Paris. Just moments ago, Steph Curry leading the men's basketball team to their 5th straight gold medal, defeating France. The women's soccer team also bringing home the gold for the first time since the London Games in 2012. And the Americans continuing their dominance in track and field. ABC's Inez de la Catera has the highlights from Paris.
It was a golden night for Team USA.
Looking to attack. LeBron James, a locomotive.
The men's basketball team, led by LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Steph Curry, lighting it up against France in front of an electric home crowd, winning their 5th straight gold medal. And gold, too, for the women's soccer team.
Look at the players and the joy. The United States is back, baby.
The women's soccer team back on top, winning against Brazil. The first time they've won gold in more than a decade. Forward Mallory Swanson scoring the only goal in the 57th minute for a thrilling 1-0 victory. It was a pair of golds for the men and women's 4x400 meter relay, both setting new Olympic records in their events. Tight finishes across the track. From this photo finish in the women's 100-meter hurdles with Masai Russell edging out to win gold, to Grant Fisher fighting his way back to clinch the bronze in the men's 5,000 meters. But the biggest surprise of the night came from a different course. A judge ruling bronze medalist Jordan Chiles may have to give back her medal after an inquiry submitted on behalf of the Romanian team alleging a split leap score appealed by her coach, which bumped her score up and earned her the bronze medal, was filed beyond the 1-minute deadline. Adding her initial score will be reinstated. Chiles writing on Instagram she is removing herself from social media for her mental health. It's still unclear whether she'll be stripped of her medal. USA Gymnastics and the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee saying in a statement they are devastated by today's ruling. And with some breaking news, I was there to see American Victor Montalvo winning the bronze. Breaking will not be back in 2028, but the LA Olympics will include baseball, flag football, lacrosse, and cricket.
A lot more to look forward to, Inez. Thank you. Now to the severe weather here in the U.S. and remnants of Debby prompting rip current advisories in the Northeast. That storm also unleashing devastating flooding across parts of the region. Areas in the South still reeling with scenes like this in Fleming, Georgia. Let's get right to ABC's meteorologist Samara Theodore. Samara, the effects of Debby still having an impact.
That's right, they remain lingering. We have flood watches in place for parts of the Carolina. Take a look. Flood watches until midnight for the area shaded in green. Where you're seeing the red, that's where we have river flood warnings. Now, Debby is departing off the East Coast, but it's leaving behind very rough surf. We have high surf advisories in place lining the New England coastline all the way down to the mid-Atlantic. And we're keeping a close eye on the tropics. We're not out of hurricane season yet. This disturbance has about an 80% chance of developing over the next 7 days, so it's going to be something to watch closely for our friends in the Caribbean. Whit?
And we know you'll be tracking it on GMA in the morning. Samara, thank you. Now to the latest on the investigation into that deadly plane crash in Brazil. These new images showing the plane plummeting from the sky and then bursting into flames on impact, killing all 62 people on board. Authorities are now examining the cockpit voice recorder and flight data recorder, trying to determine what caused the crash. Here's ABC's Morgan Norwood.
Tonight, stunning new video of that Vopass plane in a flat spin falling from the sky.
Meu Deus, ele tá caindo.
Crashing into a suburban Sao Paulo neighborhood and bursting into flames, killing all 62 people on board.
Olha isto.
Tonight, investigators combing through the plane's voice and flight data recorders to investigate why the 14-year-old ATR-72 twin-engine turboprop went down.
The cockpit voice recorder can, in many instances, give us the information on what was going on between the two crew members and what was happening to the airplane.
The head of Brazil's air accident investigation says the aircraft didn't declare an emergency. The plane took off from Cascavel and crashed in Venhido, about 50 miles northwest of Sao Paulo. Among the victims, 2 trainee doctors, the Upacan Cancer Hospital in Cascavel telling ABC News. Camila Arivera Duarte de Araújo says she lost her cousin. His mother is torn apart. She says he was a very good man and very loved.
And WIT crews so far recovering at least 26 bodies, and to identify them, they're relying on documents, seating charts, and cell phones recovered from the scene. WIT.
Painstaking process. Morgan Norwood, thank you. Overseas now to the deadly IDF airstrike on a school complex in Gaza. At least 90 people reportedly killed, including children, according to Gaza's Hamas-run civil defense. Some of the victims performing dawn prayers at the time of the strike. Israeli military officials say the complex was being used as a headquarters and hideout for Hamas. All this coming as Israel braces for a possible retaliatory strike from Iran. ABC's Tom Sufi-Burridge is in Tel Aviv tonight.
A devastating strike by Israel on a school housing hundreds of displaced families in Gaza City. Tonight, the White House saying it's deeply concerned. The IDF saying the building was being used by Hamas. In the aftermath, a young girl inside the building screaming. Around her, dead bodies litter the ground. The attack coming as people gathered for morning prayers. Aya and her siblings were asleep as the fire approached. My hand and leg were burnt, she says. The strike happening just a day after President Biden announced a new push for a ceasefire in Gaza. As Israel awaits a potential Iranian or Hezbollah retaliation for 2 assassinations in Tehran and Beirut. Gaza's Hamas-run civil defense saying at least 90 people killed in that school. The IDF saying it eliminated at least 19 terrorists who were carrying out attacks from inside the school compound, adding it used a small warhead, aerial surveillance and intelligence to, quote, mitigate the risk of harming civilians.
And as Iran and Hezbollah threaten to attack Israel, the White House is pressing the Israelis for more details on today's strike in Gaza, saying it underscores the urgency of a hostage and ceasefire deal. Those talks between Israel and Hamas now set to resume next week.
All right, Tom Sufi-Burridge, thank you. Now to the war in Ukraine and Ukrainian troops pushing deeper into Russia, expanding that surprise incursion. Let's bring in ABC's Patrick Reevell. And Patrick, this is a new approach we're seeing from Ukraine.
Hi, Whit. Yeah, Russia tonight is still struggling to regain control 5 days since Ukraine's stunning surprise attack that sent troops for the first time in large numbers onto Russian soil. Ukraine reportedly still moving more forces into Russia's Kursk region. Military analysts estimate several thousand Ukrainian troops may now be there. They've captured several villages. Ukrainian officials saying video shows Russian soldiers surrendering. The Kremlin is racing reinforcements there, but 76,000 Russian civilians have been evacuated so far. President Zelensky, for the first time tonight, commenting on the incursion, praising Ukraine's army. But this is still a huge gamble for Ukraine. The goal perhaps to pull Russian troops from elsewhere or even to seize territory to trade in eventual negotiations. But the next few days likely to be decisive for this operation, Whit.
All right, Patrick Reevil with those late developments. Thank you. Next tonight, a new report on the Uvalde school shooting massacre. The shooter's uncle begged police to let him talk to the gunman during a 911 call. That call among a trove of documents released today after a long legal battle. The uncle's call came 10 minutes after the shooting had stopped. The gunman was fatally shot by police after killing 19 students and 2 teachers. There's still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Saturday, why federal regulators rejected a psychedelic drug for the treatment of PTSD. And the investigation at the Grand Canyon after 3 bodies were recovered in just over a week. Next tonight, National Park Police are investigating after 3 people died in the Grand Canyon in just over a week. The body of a 20-year-old woman was located below twin overlooks on Tuesday. The circumstances of her death are under investigation. On July 31st, a man fell 400 feet to his death. 1 day later, a man was killed while attempting a base jump into the canyon. Still ahead here, the ultimate Disney experience will take you to D23. To the index now, federal regulators have declined to approve MDMA as a therapy to treat post-traumatic stress disorder. Some veterans groups and more than 80 members of Congress had expressed support for the drug, also known as ecstasy. But the FDA says more study is needed to determine if it's safe and effective. When we come back, Disney magic on display. We go behind the scenes at D23. Finally tonight, if you love the movies, there's only one place to be this weekend. Here's Rebecca Jarvis.
What is up, D23?
D23, the ultimate Disney fan event, putting on a star-studded showcase in Anaheim, California, and announcing the latest in Disney magic.
Are you ready?
Jared Leto, starring in the upcoming Tron Ares, unveiling music by the band 9 Inch Nails. The cast of the new Lion King film, Mufasa, taking the stage. Composer Lin-Manuel Miranda attending his first ever D23.
Long before they became legends.
Hello, what's your name? Mufasa. The journey of Simba's father, Mufasa, from orphan to Lion King, heading to the big screen 30 years after the original film debuted. Some of Mufasa's cast telling me they weren't even born when the original came out.
1994 is the year me and Aaron were born. Shout out, so we were listening to the soundtrack from the womb. But to now be a part of it, it just feels so iconic. Let me get it.
And this Thanksgiving, Moana and Maui returning to movie theaters in Moana 2.
I'll be back. I promise.
This Disney favorite now making it to the big screen. The team of The Mandalorian revealing an upcoming Mandalorian movie. Some old-time family favorites also coming back with sequels. With much still under wraps, Curtis able to tell me this.
We can't tell you much, but Lindsay has her own 15-year-old in the movie, which makes me then the grandma.
As you can tell, we have some incredible projects in the works.
Did he just say incredible?
Whistle while you work.
And a first look revealed of a live-action film of Walt Disney's first full-length animated feature, Snow White.
It's incredibly motivating for us. It's one of the reasons why I've been in this business for 50 years and at this company for as long as I have been.
So much to look forward to. Our thanks to Rebecca Jarvis. And thank you for watching. I'm Wade Johnson in New York. Have a great night.
Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.